Welcome, everyone. We are live. It's another edition of Deconversion Stories, and today I'm chatting with the lovely Momma Atheist, who is you now your description that you have on your YouTube channel, anyways, and you've mentioned it also, I think, on Twitter a little bit there. You were in astrophysics and then decided to go into climate science.
Yeah.
Right. That's what the hell? How do you go from astrophysics into climate science? That's just bizarre.
I mean, the astrophysics, I only got my undergrad in and worked with NASA for about a year, less than a year in between, and kind of stumbled into it, I guess. I was working at a telescope, and I was up on the roof fixing something, and somebody was up there that was working on the solar panels that were up there. We got into a discussion about it, and I just gave it some thought, and it wasn't totally feeling like astrophysics will always be my first love. Said that a million times, so it's true. But I just feel like I accomplish more with climate science than just doing theoretical things in a computer that I did for astrophysics, and and I'm really good at what I do. I think I am. So.
And humble.
Compared to, it's not that I sucked at astrophysics, but I could have been better. I'm better at this, I think. So.
And Megadirk III has a valid point here. The Earth is a planet, isn't it?
It is.
Whoop, and that's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, basically, guys, there are some links below if you are interested in following Momma Atheist on Twitter. You can do so, and I definitely recommend you subscribe to her channel, which is also the link down below as well. And we're going to talk today a little bit more later on about the whole Earth climate science stuff like that. But for now, we're going to talk about your leaving a belief behind and that journey that you went on to becoming the sort of atheist that you are today. So why don't you take us back to the beginning where, you sort of saw those dominoes fall and started questioning things and take us on that journey from there to here.
Well, I was raised in the Catholic Church, but I don't honestly think I ever really truly believed.
Yeah, it was kind of that way too.
Yeah, it was just expected of me right away. My mother was very into the Catholic Church, as her family was. They're Boston Irish, so it's deeply ingrained in our family, on that side at least. And just right from the get-go, it was, there is a God, and this is what will happen if you don't believe. There was no choice for me in that matter. So
right.
But once I started getting old enough to think a little bit more for myself, like going to Sunday school and stuff like that, going to church, I had questions that nobody wanted to answer ever. I would ask them in Sunday school. I would get either some placating response that really wasn't answering anything at all, or just pretty much ignored. And it was like that the whole time, growing up in the church. And I was 15 when I finally, some stuff happened. I on the day of my confirmation, which is when you become an adult in the Catholic Church.
Yep.
And that was the day that I was like, yeah, I don't believe this shit. I'm done. I'm just done. So.
Right that day. Wow.
That day, yes.
So you get confirmed, and then you're like, "Fuck this shit."
No, it was before. It was before the confirmation. I had no choice in the confirmation. It was a fucked up day for me. But my grandmother told me, "Do this, or I'm done with you. I'll never talk to you again." So
what?
I didn't have a choice. Yeah. So
there you have it, folks. This is the poison that is religion.
Yeah.
When it can cause family members to say something like that to another family member that you allegedly love and care about. Yeah, it gets deep ingrained into you, and you just become an asshole. That's all I can tell you. Well, in some cases, she was a
total asshole, definitely. Okay. But she's also my only grandparent, because her husband had died when my mother was 7, and my father's parents I only met a couple times in my life. She was always there. She lived, we were living in Connecticut. She lived near Hartford. So we were about 40 minutes from each other. So she was over every weekend, or we were over there. She was a big part of my life. And for her to tell me I'm 15 years old, she literally grabbed me by the fucking lapel of the shirt I was wearing, brought me up to her face and was like, "You're getting confirmed, or I am never speaking to you again."
Wow.
So
Hartford, Connecticut, huh?
New Britain was the town that she lived in. Yeah, right next to Hartford.
Oh, you didn't live in Hartford?
I lived in Lebanon, and I'm sure everybody has a Lebanon in like every state in the U.S. has a Lebanon. Depends on where you are. It's Lebanon or Lebanon. We pronounce it the latter. But yeah, so it was a farm town, but it was very big, like land-wise, especially in Connecticut because it's such a teeny tiny state.
Right.
Yeah.
I think also every city has a main street too, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Ooh, what you drinking?
Youngling. Nothing good.
Oh, it looks like a big bottle though. So
it's normal size. I just have tiny little hands. That's all.
Oh, is that what it is? Maybe that's what it is then. because my hands make the cans look tiny. So
exactly. See, it's all about perspective, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, did you? Okay. Let's take the point from the confirmation where you decided that's it. Fuck this shit. Even though Grandma said she'd kick you to the curb.
Yeah.
Did she ever find out
about me actually getting confirmed? She didn't give a fuck if I believed in it or not. Get confirmed,
really?
And I still have to go to church every weekend till I graduate high school anyway, because that is just the requisite living in my house. Which my father never did, and I knew my father was raised Mormon after they moved to the United States. I don't know what they were before that, because my father moved here when he was 10.
Yeah.
And after that, he was raised Mormon. So he only came to church with us, when it was like Christmas was the only time he ever came to church with us. But I always thought it was because he was a different faith, so he didn't want to come to the Catholic Church.
Sure.
I was almost 30 years old when I found out my father didn't fucking believe. My mother knew. She knew I was an atheist. I came out to her maybe 10 years after that, after I had decided on my own. Sure. But so she knew for at least 5 years, didn't tell me. Nobody fucking told me. So whatever.
What? So you found out, once you found out, were you just like jaw drop moment? Like, why the hell didn't you tell me? Because I'm in the same boat as you. We could have been paddling with 2 oars instead of 1. Like,
well, by that time we weren't exactly close anyway, so it probably wouldn't have mattered. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
We were a lot closer when I wish I had known, like, right when I found out, like, right when I figured out that I was an atheist, that, like, what that word meant. It would have been nice to have just had someone, because when I was younger, we were close, and it would have been nice to have had someone to talk to about it. But no, and I get like so much shit from my mother about being an atheist. She hates it. She's literally told me she hates atheism. She won't look at my YouTube. She literally won't look at my YouTube channel page just because my name has the word atheist in it. Like, she gives me so much shit for this, yet she fucking married a guy who doesn't believe in God. So
yeah, that's kind of weird, eh?
Yeah, I have no idea. No clue whatsoever.
And there, folks, you heard the Canadian in me. Eh? That's weird, eh?
Yeah.
So, wow. So, how do you deal with your mom now? Like, I mean, what I mean, okay, let's see if I can figure this out in my head here. If you're an atheist and your mom hates atheism, like, but she must know you for who you are outside of being an atheist. Like, if we took that little part and like picked the Lego brick off and put it somewhere else, and the rest of you was still there, you're still the person that she loves as her daughter. No?
I think she sees me as an atheist before anything else, especially since my son is too. Mm-hmm. But that was something he chose. He didn't even know I was an atheist before he had decided for himself. Okay. I didn't push it on him, but she thinks that I did. I don't know. So for her, she sees me as an atheist before anything else, even her daughter, I think. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does she feel about her grandson being an atheist?
She thinks it's a phase. So
Yeah, I guess a lot of people might think that with kids at that age, and who knows?
He decided when he was like 11, between 11 and 12, and he's 16 now.
Okay.
You know, I don't think that's changing. I really don't.
I mean, if you're not convinced, you're not convinced, right?
Yeah.
Which is basically, it's like people, oh, I choose to. No, you're just convinced of something. You don't choose your beliefs.
Which is, and it's funny too, because my nephews are very, very, very highly indoctrinated into church, into God and everything. Sure. And she knows it. She's seen it step by step with them growing up, and she has no problem with that whatsoever. But the idea that my son is an atheist, I must have done that. And if I did, that's super wrong. She doesn't see how that's hypocritical at all. So,
did you ever talk to her about that sort of thing, like the existence of God, or you guys get into any epistemological type conversations, or?
She just knows. That's how she just knows, and she says she doesn't want to talk about it because she just cannot fathom not believing. Like, she doesn't understand it. Anytime I come to her if I'm upset about something, mm-hmm. She will tell me, if only she would either tell me to just believe in God and I'll feel better, or she'll say like, if only you believed in God, it would all be solved or something.
Yeah, except no.
Yeah, no, it won't.
Let's see. I've got cancer. Maybe if I believe in God, it'll just disappear. It doesn't fucking work that way, Mom.
Yeah, no.
Have you ever been able to sort of mention or say something that kind of made her think for a second? Have you ever been able to do that?
No, because it always comes back to, with her, if she doesn't understand something, it's because God wants it that way.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So,
no.
We claim she says she knows. So knowledge is demonstrable, right? So as we know, knowledge is demonstrable. You ever tried that line on her?
No, I will try that next. But yeah, her brother is a Monsignor in the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Like I said, her mother was very, 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 like, she lived close enough to the church so that she could walk there when she got old. Like, this was a house they bought when her husband was still alive, and the idea behind it was, I don't know how far I'm going to be able to walk when I get older, so let's make sure I'm close enough to the church if I have to walk there. Like 50 years beforehand. Yeah, she was everything in her house was it was either Catholic or Irish. That's the only decor in her entire house. So yeah, it was a lot in my family, but not for my dad, because he didn't fucking believe. So
that's an interesting one you could propose, unless you'd be like Ken Ham and say nothing, which means you're closed-minded. So you're not even, willing to look at all the evidence, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I've always said I would if there was proof, and it was, decent proof, then I would look into believing. I don't just like it. A lot of people think atheists just don't believe because they don't want to, or they hate God or anything like that. That's stupid. I'm a science nerd. I've always thought in a sciencey way, I guess, and not having demonstrable proof is just, I can't deal with it. I can't. And there's nothing. They have zero evidence whatsoever for it. Zero. So
this is true. And I'm in science too, right? And I need to have something to be able to test.
Yeah.
If you can't give me something to test, then I have no reason to bother with it at all.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, IQ just showed up. About time, IQ. You're 15 minutes late, buddy. It's okay though. He's got kids, and they're probably pulling his hair out and shit.
Mine wants to kill me, so I get it.
Lovely. What did you do to make him want to kill you?
I punished him. Oh. He's 16, and so he gets really angry when he gets in trouble, especially for me because, it's been just the two of us for most of his life.
Okay.
And I'm not very good I'm just not the best disciplinarian in the world. I'm just not. And I have, like, he was really sick when he was born, and like he almost died. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I just can't like bring myself to cause him any pain or anything. But it means I suck as a mom when it comes to discipline. So he gets away with a lot of shit, but sometimes he doesn't. And when he gets punished, he gets really fucking mad at me. So
Well, okay, so I can see why you kind of hold that position, I guess, where you don't want to get, because you can remember all the way back to when things weren't so good.
yeah.
Oh, Atheist Mo, when I said to shill your channel, because you mentioned that you had a channel that involved you, I guess. What that means is put a link in the chat so people can check it out, and maybe you'll get some shill means critical cripple.
That's Dave. He always knows.
Yeah, Dave's a shill for sure. Basically, you just you whore out your channel in the chats there, buddy, and some people will go and check it out, maybe sub to you. And Jen, you can do it. You can stay awake. Jen's little corners here, just trying to stay awake. Anyway, so all right, so how about friends of yours? Like when you were growing up, obviously you had friends that were churchgoers with you, and you probably hung out with them and stuff like that. Do any of them still believe, or were you able to like convince some of them to sort of stop believing in the nonsense, we'll say?
You know, I don't think I've ever really tried to convince any of my friends either way. I mean, most of my friends that I grew up with, they either believe or they don't. Most of the friends that I've made since going to college and after that kind of believe the same as me. There are other people that I went to school with or worked with, and you just find a lot of atheists in what I do. So, and when I went to in astrophysics too, more so in astrophysics actually, to be honest with you. And that was a lot of my college friends and stuff. I started off in an honors dorm with a bunch of we were other engineers or physics students. So most of us kind of believed the same thing, or had lack of belief. So.
Right.
But my best friend from when I was like 4, she never believed either. I think she went to church with me. Like her family went to the same church as we did, but her parents didn't really believe either. It was just kind of an obligatory thing because people in Connecticut just go to church because that's what they do. But I think she stopped like coming to church when we were in like the 3rd grade. Her family was just like, nah, we're done with this. So, she never actually believed herself. Same as me.
All right. Oh, what's going on in there now? Somebody's making fart symbols in there. I don't know. Oh, do you have the chat up on your phone? Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
All right. Well, that wasn't really, I guess, that pretty much covers the deconversion. Is there anything else about that you kind of wanted to bring up, or that I may have forgotten to ask? Like, well, let me ask you this. What's your relationship with your grandma like now?
Oh, she would be 111 now. If she were still alive. She died. Yeah. She died when my son was 2, I think, or almost 2.
Okay.
It never, but between the time I got confirmed and the time she died, it was never great again. I mean, it was never really that great to begin with because she was just a kind of a real salty bitch. Like you could not get into her heart at all. And I don't know if it was like the Irish thing or the growing up with you're raising 5 kids, after your husband dies of a heart attack at 40. I think so. She was not the happiest person in the world, to be honest with you.
Oh.
For a few years, like we moved her into an extended living program that was like right in the town next to ours, so she was even closer. And I used to go and sit with her and listen to her talk about like the 20s and stuff. She would tell. She was born in 1909, so she had really cool stories. If you could get her to actually talk about it. It took a lot. And she would watch a lot of what she called FOX News because she didn't realize that she could just say Fox. It was hilarious. She's like, put FOX News on for me. This was well before I realized that place was a toxic shithole. But regardless, makes a lot of sense that she was, she loved that shit. So, just saying.
Yeah, faux news, we call it now.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so bad. My parents love it. My son and I are the biggest like black sheep in my family. It's so hard. We do not belong here. But,
well, you know, family's not always blood, right?
No, it's true. My family is my Aussies and a few others that like Dave and Math Pig and the people I choose to spend my time with, and I enjoy doing it, as opposed to like having to spend time with my family, which I never enjoy doing. So,
Right.
I mean, other than Angel, I love spending time with my son, but the rest of them no.
Get pissed off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I've got some pretty good friends now that I would consider to be family too.
Yeah.
I've always had sort of friends in that category throughout my life, and of course, you know, I get along with my family mostly anyway. So I'm pretty lucky that way, and I am lucky enough to have two of them, because being adopted and then finding my biological family was so I literally have two. So. Well, sort of. I mean, I have a mom on my adopted side left and a dad on my biological side left, because the other ones passed away. So technically, I still have a mom and a dad, one way or another.
Yeah, I see that.
But lots of good friends that I call family. And I saw, yeah, you got Math Pig's channel on there, and a couple other ones. I didn't see mine on your recommended channel.
Okay.
Well, that's okay. That's fine.
Well, you know what? You come on Six Pack with us sometime, and I'll push you right up there.
Six Pack. Oh, yeah.
That's, you got to get up at, let's see. Yeah, you would have to be up like around 12:30 or 1:30, I think, because it's on. No, 4:30 a.m. Yes. Because it's not on earlier anymore. I used to have to get up at like 5:30 for it, but now because of the time change, it's at 7:30. Better, but still means 4:30 for you though. So
in the morning.
Yeah, and we drink too.
On
Atheist
on Friday?
Yes, on Fridays, because it's Friday night Six Pack for them, but it's the morning for us because they're all the way the fuck across the world.
Well, I'm already up at 4:30 though.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah, but I'm in my car driving to work.
No. Fuck. I tried, Chris.
See, I work, so, you know.
I know.
Now, if somehow this coronavirus thing had affected our work in such a way where I wouldn't have to be there, unfortunately, I do have to be there. Well, I mean, fortunately, technically, I do have to be there because I'm still making a paycheck, so.
Hey, my fucking governor is opening our state up, so.
Yep, that's pretty dumb.
Yeah. He even said specifically like hair salons and tattoo parlors and massage parlors and bowling alleys. There are 4 things he specifically listed. So, yeah.
So, Nathaniel, I'm assuming it's Nathaniel. Could be Susan.
Kent. If you're talking about my governor.
No. What I just posted here, the divine disbelief thing. Yeah.
Sorry.
They're just saying that they want to come by and show some love, all that. And then they're taking off. Hey?
They did come on Six Pack, so that was fun. That was a fun time. I thought so, at least.
Check her recommended list now. Does Math Pig have access to your channel? What did he put, like 15 more recommendations up there? It's okay. I don't really have any other than the ones that I first started watching on mine, so it doesn't really matter.
I want to fucking kill him.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the show. Seraphim for the pun win. Anyway, so all right. Well, let's get into. So, what the hell led you from, or led you into wanting to become a climate scientist?
A part of it, I think. I mean, aside what I said, I had taken some environmental courses when I got my astrophysics degree, and that was when I discovered how easy. I just absorbed the knowledge a lot easier than I did with the physics stuff. I remembered the smallest, stupidest details about things, and I think, in a way, it was like I knew that I enjoyed that a little bit better.
Okay.
I was just grasping onto it a little bit more tightly than I was the astrophysics. And like I said, as much as I loved astrophysics, eventually, I think that, like, yeah, it is absolutely fascinating, and it's fun. The math is fun. I love math. There's a lot less of the complicated math in climate science, so I kind of miss that. Yeah, a little bit.
You don't really need too much calculus in climate science.
No. And I really do. I miss that a little bit. But
calculus is fucking crazy fun.
It is.
And some people are looking at them. I'm sorry, what? Once you understand how calculus works, guys, it's a math method for finding out things that regular math doesn't do. It's basically like if you have a cone and you want to find out the total area, you need calculus. You can't use things like trigonometry and stuff like that. I suppose, well, trig like a step up, but I mean, it's a lot of fun. Let's put it that way. And I have to actually use it sometimes at work. So.
Oh, really? Then you're lucky, because I don't anymore. I never get
very,
anymore.
very, very rarely. The only times I ever throw calculus into the mix is when we're trying to figure out area for volume in our tanks, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm waiting because Angel is on geometry this year, so he should be on pre-calc next, and then his senior year should be calculus. So I'm just like waiting to get to teach him, because he usually comes to me for math help. So
that's perfect. Diana's got it. Calculus is the mathematics of rates. Yep. Yeah. More or less. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I want tensor calculus to be my daddy. I don't even know what that means, but okay. All right. So, Stuttering Chris. Hello.
Chris.
Another good channel, by the way.
Yes.
People should check out.
He's also he's my adopted son. So.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of instantly liked him. So.
Yeah, he's great. He's great, but so fucking young. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Makes me feel so old.
I know. Sometimes some of the kids I talk to kind of always make me want to just sort of grab my cane and, hey, you little whippersnappers.
Right.
I'm gonna drop you like a 3-foot putt.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, also, there was a little bit of the boys' club mentality going on in astrophysics, and that was not fun to deal with, to be honest with you. I think once I finished the first degree, I was kind of looking elsewhere a little bit. I think that's why I took time off instead of going directly for my master's. I went and I worked for the Challenger Center, and I don't know. I don't think I was ready to make that much of a commitment. And then, lo and behold, I stumbled upon climate science. So I guess that's pretty much it. It's a stupid story.
Well, in your work with the climate science, what are you doing right now?
I run these simulations where we take data like, the amount a species will eat, the amount they'll propagate, the temperature and the climate around them, and how these things affect each other. And we take data that is gathered from the field, and we run it through these simulations, and we make assumptions, predictions about what is going to happen in the future, as long as climate change continues to occur. Pretty much.
It will. I mean,
yeah,
it's constantly going. I mean, it's cyclical, and of course, you can see a definite increase in what's normal because of human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, have you ever delved into paleoclimatology at all?
No, not really.
No?
Mm-mm.
Because that's pretty interesting to see how the Earth goes through these cycles. Like
So
they
I know of the cycles. I mean, I think there's been 7 in the past 650,000 years. We understand that the climate is always changing on Earth.
Yep.
But the amount that it has changed in the short amount of time that it has changed, and the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere right now, without the existence of any volcanoes or comets hitting the surface or anything like that, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And plus, we should be heading for a cooler climate if you look at where we should be in terms of the changing climate cycles that our Earth has. So
Sure, yeah,
it is climate change, and we humans are the main cause of it, at least in my opinion, from what we could tell.
well, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I do know that according to what we do have calculated from paleoclimatology, what we're seeing now has never in Earth's history been seen before.
Exactly.
So that pretty much says that we've had an influence on how the climate is behaving now.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's a cyclical pattern, it's not quite like it's gone up and down. It's gone, all over the place. Things have been different on different continents and stuff like that. But now we're seeing something that has never been witnessed on Earth's history, as far as we know. So
yeah, exactly.
And we're the reason for that. And you take the control of all this time that the Earth has had before human beings, especially before human beings had discovered fossil fuels, and then you get us up right to that precipice and beyond. In the past 200 years, yes, there's a big change. In the past 70 years, since 1950, biggest change possible. Something that is absolutely unprecedented. Yep.
Especially in terms of the spike in temperature of the planet, but also the amount of CO2 that is and other greenhouse gases that are trapped in our atmosphere. It's just completely unheard of. So.
And I got to tell you, I saw you. I can't remember where I saw this, but you had mentioned something about. It was on your channel. Pardon me, I'm dumb. But you were talking about permafrost, and that's a very, very big concern.
Oh, it's a huge concern. And it's not just, I got a little bit of shit about that video because I didn't mention the viruses and stuff that are being released. But I was specifically talking about climate change causing the thawing of the permafrost and how that would compound climate change itself because of all the gases that are being released. Yeah. My bad. Whatever.
Yeah, the bacteria, the potential threat from bacteria that are trapped in there, in my opinion, is far less than the gases and chemicals that are trapped in there that'll get into the atmosphere that will not only rank it up, it will shoot it up. Like if we get that kind of stuff coming out of the permafrost and freeing itself into our atmosphere, I hate to tell you this, guys, but we're not going to be here anymore.
No.
There is no way we could breathe the atmosphere here.
We're talking half of the organic material that's trapped in soil on our planet is trapped in the permafrost. And that's only because most of the rest of the stuff, broke down. But the stuff in the permafrost, it froze almost immediately as it became part of the permafrost. And we're talking something like 17 gigatons of organic material. Things that as soon as they thaw out are going to decompose at really high rates, because when you freeze something and then thaw it out, the longer it's frozen, the faster it'll end up decomposing. So this is a lot of methane and carbon dioxide and all sorts of
shit in there.
Yeah, that's going directly into our atmosphere. I can't remember exactly, but at the rate that we are the permafrost is thawing now, if we continue at this rate, within 5 years, the amount of fossil fuels that will escape into the atmosphere due to the thawing in 1 year will be the same amount as China releases from their automobiles in greenhouse gases in 1 year, same amount. So that's a fuck ton, and that's just in 5 years' time. And that's just, it's thawing, but it's not all thawing at once. It'll keep thawing faster and faster as the planet heats up. So we are super fucked if we don't do something about this. Like, super fucked.
Yep. I mean, right now the release rate is slow enough because of the thawing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's able to be absorbed and I guess repurposed as it enters our atmosphere currently. But that'll change when a large amount comes out.
Yeah,
that'll change. The Earth won't be able to handle that, and it won't be able to recycle or reuse or whatever. It won't be able to repurpose that. Get those gases. It'll just be too much at once, and yeah, we're all gonna have to be walking around with oxygen tanks on. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. This is something a lot of people don't have any clue about whatsoever. That this, the thawing of the permafrost is an issue in terms of releasing greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. People just don't know. And I guess that's, part of the reason I do my channel, because there are things that I feel I know that other people should know. It's Earth Day today. Yeah. And I made a comment this morning about how it's just one fucking day of the year where people can pretend to care about what we're doing to the planet, and then the rest of the time people don't give a fuck. Like, seriously, I feel all alone in this so much, and I don't make a big deal about it with people I talk to, especially not my family. My fucking father became a climate change denier when he started following Trump, so I don't talk to my family about what I do, but my friends, even, I don't get into it. It's depressing. And it is so fucking depressing what I do. And seriously, there are times where I'm just, and I've said this before, that I just want to give up and be like, fuck it, we're all going to die. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, because I get just so overwhelmed with it all. But I feel alone in it, because people just, it's something we've known about for so long, and there's not enough that has happened. Like Al Gore in his fucking stupid movie that predicted that Florida would be completely underwater within 10 years, and that didn't happen, so nobody fucking believes it. And that's where the right wing gets their ability to say, see, climate change is a hoax, look, there's snow, or whatever the fuck. No, that's not how it works. But also, when people do shit like that and make predictions that are ridiculous and don't come to pass, it hurts us.
Yes.
So people just, people don't think about it as often as they used to, or definitely not as often as they should. And I'm always thinking about it. It's always on my mind, because it's always what I'm doing, and it's fucking depressing. So,
what a lot of them don't understand is when we have hotter summers because of global warming. And people, what really pisses me off? Oh, global warming. Global warming is just a part of climate change. Okay, it's not the whole.
Stop calling it global. People think that global warming is climate change. It's not, and we don't even like to use the words global warming anymore,
right?
Because people assume that they're interchangeable, and they're not.
However, the Earth is warming in the summer, so we are still seasonal, even with climate change. So the winters are going to be equally as bad. So yes, you're still going to have fucking snow, idiot. But what's going to have to start, or what's going to start happening? You're going to get snow in places that you didn't get snow before, because it's going to get colder in the winters, and in the summer it's going to get hotter. Just talk to the Australians that we know. Look what they've been dealing with. The fires have been fucking wiped out nearly half their entire continent last year.
I know. And it's the same with the hurricanes. Our hurricane seasons keep getting worse and worse. More people are dying. We've got even tornado seasons are worse. There's weather that becomes severe weather that becomes worse. There, a lot of it has to do with the currents.
Yep.
Because the currents are what
they're changing
makes the weather patterns in the whole world. Yeah, and they're changing because the ocean is warming. It's desalinating because Yeah, because the polar ice caps and whatnot are melting, and when you change the current even a little bit, well, the desalination and change in temperature, it increases the acidity, which ends up changing the currents. And if you fuck with the currents, you fuck with everything. I mean, just fucking everything on Earth goes to shit, and we're already seeing that happen.
Yep,
So,
it's already happening.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, and people have been being warned about this for fucking since I can remember. Even when I was a kid, they were talking about it. So
yeah, but
anyway.
that's part of the problem, is that we've had it in our heads for a while. I mean, it's still relatively new. Thanks, Randolph.
Yeah, and then Randolph pops in after all the doom and gloom we've been talking about. Happy Earth Day, everybody!
Yeah,
it's okay. We need court jesters like Randolph.
when you have it, you know, from the time because I remember being in elementary school talking about global warming. You know, it was something that we were aware was, and then the holes in the ozone, which aren't really a problem anymore. We've actually fixed most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, when stuff gets fixed, or we've known about stuff for a really long time, it's not as important. And people are like, oh, we've known about climate change for fucking forever. Like, why do I care about it now? Why should I change now?
You should.
Yeah, exactly. You should at some fucking point. And why not now? Why? And another thing that bugs me too is the climate change denier. The climate change deniers, like, what would be the purpose of us making a hoax out of this? Like, what are we getting out of it exactly?
Oh, I know the answer to that. According to my friend Dan, is so you can charge us green taxes. Yeah. Okay. But understand, my friend Dan, A, is a conspiracy theory guy, and he's a libertarian. So
that's a bad combination.
He's conservative at the same time. So
no, but so people like me, who's just a scientist, I'd be getting like paid for that. They'd be paying me with those taxes. Like, it's because it's the scientists that are the ones that are saying that this is a problem and are backing up the claims to climate change being real.
Oh, you didn't get your shill check in the mail like I did.
I'm already in NASA shill. I can't be his climate change too.
I know, right? Oh, NASA shill. Oh, you must be fighting flat earthers too.
I did that this past weekend, and I'm never fucking doing that shit again.
They're morons. That's all I can say is they're fucking stupid.
No, it's I present science, and then I even, of course it started with the flat Earth stuff, but then it moved on to, anti-vax. Even though he claimed not to be anti-vax, but he said that the vaccine for the coronavirus would be worse than the actual virus itself. So it was like, those are very anti-vax things to say. But okay. And then he went on to the moon landing. And
did you ask him to explain how it would be?
I should have, but he did a lot of jumping around. Like, that was how
you do that. Yeah. The gish gallop thing.
Gish galloping from top to topic. And I was just like, but then he fucking threw NASA at me. And it really bugs me when people I don't want to have that fucking conversation. Yeah.
Through the whole department of NASA.
But I mean, when I worked with NASA, I met people that had, worked with I know it's not a hoax, and it bugs me. It really fucking bugs me. And I don't want to go into all of that with people because it's annoying.
Because you end up sounding shut up.
Yeah, and then they fucking call me a shill for NASA. So it's pointless.
Yeah. You're like, all right, why don't you come and stay at my place for a fucking couple of months and see if a shill check shows up, you jackass.
Right? And I get paid jack shit for my climate science job. Like, seriously, I don't get paid dick.
I know. So I should get paid more for what I do too.
Science jobs they don't. Hey, we do it because we love it, but they know that we'll do it because we love it. So, yeah.
You only really get yes, Randolph. I said court jester. He's been promoted. He said. Anyway, science. We do it because we love it and we're interested, and it's what it's what intrigues us. And there are really good paying science jobs, and then there are just average paying science jobs. What I do is considered relatively average. I mean, all I do is I use inductively compulsed plasma, like an ICAP, to check for metals and stuff that come in our oils, and I also do pH testing and ion testing and particulate testing for antifreeze when I recycle it and make it into new, and stuff like that. So I do foam break. That's really simple shit. So it's not that much. I also do gas chromatography when we're looking for the fingerprints of specific PCBs and stuff like that. Because
that is fun. I'm not gonna lie. I always walk around with the gas chromatography. Oh my god, so much fun. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. For our particular usage, we use helium argon, right? So, and that'll point out any. What we'll do is we'll run an aerochlor through it first, and that'll give you the fingerprint specifically for what you're looking for. And then we match our oil samples to those fingerprints. And if we see the fingerprints, and I tell you what, sometimes they can be so small but still significant.
Really?
That I'll miss it. I'll completely miss it. And I only did that once. And ever since then, I've been using the magnifier on it so that I can actually see the fingerprint at the smallest level. So, yeah, because you're allowed up to 2 ppm.
Yeah.
PCB contamination. And really, the only oils these days that carry PCBs anymore are transformer oils. Electrical oil used to have it, but it's mostly transformer oils now. So,
gotcha.
When we get that shit mixed in with our regular oil, that's when we have to run these tests. Although we do run every sample that comes in. Every truck that has a load, we run a sample. So just in case, because you never know. We got fined $1 million the last time it happened. So,
damn.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
No.
Science in general is not cheap, but they don't pay well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is all the money goes into.
Yeah.
The money goes into the science. We don't get shit.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
No. It's fine.
A fucking halogen test kit costs some like $230 or something for one test kit that does one test. Yep. It's ridiculous.
Hours and hours of work for us. So.
Well, not the halogen one. That's only maybe a 25-minute job.
No, I mean the money.
Oh, yes.
Out of money is hours of work for us. So.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun, and I like doing what I do.
Yeah.
I'm not always stuck in the lab. I'm also blending up new antifreeze from the waste stuff that we recycle. So I get to get out and dump chemicals in these gigantic vats and mix it up and make some fresh stuff, and then I got to test all that stuff. So back to the lab.
It's like Walter White a little bit. Just loving his job. Just loving it. Actually, it's more like Gail Bedecker.
Yeah.
Because he did not give a fuck about the drugs or anything like that, or the money. Didn't care about it.
Just loved doing it.
Yeah, he just did it for the love of chemistry.
Yeah. So. It's neat. Chemistry is cool.
It's cool as fuck, yo.
I
sent you a picture of my my Breaking Bad shot glass.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. That was badass.
Very cool. It looks like a
Erlenmeyer? No, not Erlen. Yes.
Yeah, the names escape me.
I'm pretty sure it's Erlenmeyer flask. The one was like, whoop.
Yeah.
And it says respect the chemistry, and then it says break it out.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Hello, Autobot Starscream. Who was it that said the scientific community should start shoring for donations? Schnoring for what? I don't know what that means. For donations like religious communities and televangelists. Well, you mean like tithing? People should start tithing to science? Is that what you're trying to say?
Right.
Good luck.
No, because that'll take no. We want to stay pure. It feels dirty if people are forced to have to contribute to us. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's all right. People do donate to scientific research all the time.
Yeah, they do. We get
companies do
some pretty serious donations, but that's where a good chunk of it comes from, though. Like big donations from like one or two sources, and the rest is
Koch Foundation or whatever, KOCH or whatever. Those guys.
Oh yeah, they would totally, help out the fucking climate science community. I'm totally sure, because they're not completely embedded with the fossil fuel industry at all.
No, but they do donate a lot to scientific research.
They do, just not really us.
Not the climate science.
No. They don't like us at all. You say they, though, there's only one left.
True, there were two, but the Koch brothers, but there's one left. The other one passed away, 3 years ago, I think, or something like that? 4 years ago?
It's like a year and a half ago, I think.
Oh, was it that soon? Mm-hmm. I've been so bad with death dates these days.
I was not sad when I found out that one of the Koch brothers died. Let me just tell you that.
Randolph, I said electrical oil. Oil that's used in electrical type. Never mind. I'll explain later. It's like electrical tape, but it's oil. That's what we used to use to lube up our electric guitars, man. So just, buzz off, right? You harshing out my vibe, dude. Anyway, so, well, what do you say we wrap this up early and jump into an after party? Is that cool for you?
Whatever you want to do. I'm fine.
It's your show, asshole. Do whatever you want. But anyway, anyways,
I've made it depressing because I talked about my job. I don't like talking about my job.
I do. I like talking about mine, but I have fun with it. I do. I know. Yeah. What you do can be depressing. Yeah.
My job is dark as fuck, yo. It just is.
Oh, by the way, guys, just another quick little mention that I didn't mention yet today. Momma Atheist is the president of my hair club, apparently.
I am. I absolutely am. And I have been for a while. So if you want to join Neil's hair club, his fan club for his hair.
Drop a resume off.
Just let me know. There's a few of us that we worshiped your hair. I even told Aaron Ra that I liked your hair better. So.
Whoa, really?
Yes, I did.
Oh, he's gonna punch me.
Everybody's like fanboys out over Aaron's hair. It's great, but it's not. That's not yours. It's just not.
No, it's not, because it's my hair. He's got his own hair.
I don't know what the fuck I mean.
And I got a great picture of the two of us standing next to each other, all fucking with the hair, and it's great. Anyway, hello, Mr. Angelica.
I have to see it.
Oh yeah, it's well, I don't know. My pictures don't always show up the best, but
I still think the best picture of you is that one in the Star Trek uniform with your hair was kind of short, but like.
Oh, and it was all poofy and stuff. Yeah.
I love that shit so much.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a great one. Yeah, that was from 2014, I think. Let me see. I don't have to go back too far because it was just last year. So maybe I do. Fuck, I have a lot of pictures. Yeah, but it's me and Aaron standing out in front of a restaurant. There it is. Called Monkey's Lunch or some shit like that. Or I don't know. It was in Dallas, and it was a super spicy place. So the two of us were standing under the sign that says "Monkeys Welcome" right there. And I want to get us T-shirts that say "Sons of Atheism" on it. Kind of the logo that'd be similar. I'm figuring no one's offered to help me design that and get it printed, but
actually, we're doing. There's a few of us that are doing T-shirts for each other through Math Pigs. So we have an artist that does it. You want to come on over? We can help you out.
All right, cool. I want it to sort of look like the Sons of Anarchy logo, but Sons of Atheism, and something like with a skull with an atheist logo, skeleton, reaper with a, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Almost like the original, but different. We'll have to change it up so that I don't get slapped with a fucking lawsuit.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, probably. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me today, man. It was a lot of fun chatting with you.
No
And
problem.
I'm sorry we went all depressing with the climate shit later. But
No, I'm sorry. That's totally my fault.
no, I wanted to talk about it because I put it in the header, right in the
I
description.
know, but I didn't have to make it all. I could have been more upbeat about it, but I'm just like,
Let's face it.
One of those days.
Talking about the climate these days isn't one subject that people get upbeat about. Let's face it. But anyway, it's a fact, and we can still tackle this, but it has to be done soon, or that's it. We're fucked.
Yeah, we have up until 1.5 degrees Celsius increase, and we're at a little less than 1.1 degrees that we've increased our temperature. So we've got, and we're increasing at about 1/10 of a degree every decade. So we've got about 40 years to fucking actually do something about it, or we're pretty much all gonna die. So yeah.
Well, Randolph just said this has been a very enjoyable chat to listen in on.
Thanks, Randolph. I feel like it was depressing as fuck, but fine.
Depressing can still be interesting.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll agree with that.
I'll agree, and circle gets a square. All right, so reaching back into the game show fucking pool there. All right, guys, if any of you guys would like to be involved in the after party with Momma Atheist and myself, just let me know through Twitter. And if you're not on Twitter, you can let me know through Facebook. If you have me there, just send me a message. And we'll figure it out. But there might be a lot of people that want to get in on this, so I might have people waiting, and we'll swap in and out, the usual sort of thing that I always talk about. But anyways, thanks again. See, I'm never sure if I should use your name or not. So
it's fine.
I hate doxing people. So
no, everybody knows my name is Amanda. Literally, that's the beginning of all my videos. Is I'm Momma Atheist, but you can call me Amanda. So
okay, all right,
fine.
It's a good thing your name's not Hug and Kiss, right? Amanda Hug and Kiss. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, so more bad dad jokes. That's what you get when you come on my show. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the conversation as much as well. I guess we kind of depressed ourselves a little bit towards the end, but
Sorry.
What can we do? Well, I'll be like Eeyore. Anyway, so
Eeyore is my favorite of the Pooh clan. So
no way! Come on, really?
Yes.
Oh, I can't reach him. He's way over there. I have Tigger.
My best friend in high school, she was Tigger. I was Eeyore. So
okay, all right. My sister was always a Piglet fan. I'm like, why?
Why? Who was a Piglet fan and why?
Piglet was such a fucking snot. Always wanting to fucking bum out and never mind. Anyway, so
I totally agree. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, we made it to the hour with this last little sniggly things going on here.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna get into an after party. So once again, let me know if you are interested in doing that. And like I always say at the end of these things, guys, like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time. Be well, be safe, and remember, be kind. We'll see you guys next time.